Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Asad Yaqub and once again I welcome you to my academic IELTS reading video, and this video is on a very important type of questions in academic and gender training reading, and that is list of headings. I'm going to give you some loyal tips because list of headings is very confusing. So that's why I'm going to give you some loyal tips or some golden tips to deal with this type of questions, and I'm going to tell you how to read the statements, how to read the list of headings, and then how to match what is the decisive factor, where to match the heading with the paragraph. All that we are going to discuss. If you guys like my videos, I make a request to you, please share my videos, okay? Because sharing is caring. If you like, means you find something good for yourself, you must share it with your friends and with your community. So guys, list of headings, and here we are, Asad Yaqub, and you are going to sort this out together. Let's take a start. Alright guys, your favorite type of questions, list of headings, and one example is done here, but now in the latest pattern they don't give any examples. But anyways, paragraph A will not read, and example 5 we are going to cross it, okay? It shouldn't bother us. Now we are left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 headings and 4 paragraphs. So it's a good idea to go through all these headings and underline important words. Commercial pressures on people in charge. Commercial pressures on people in charge means administration, government, and all that. You need to visualize commercial pressure, people in charge. Mixed views, yeah, on current changes to museums. So mixed views and current changes, that's important to museums. Interpreting the facts to meet visitor expectation. Interpreting the facts, why? To meet visitor expectation. International dimension, okay, we got to see about international dimension. And fewer differences between public attractions. Fewer differences between public attractions means the public places, public parks, and all that. Current reviews, current, latest, up to date, recent, and suggestions. Alright, so let's just go on. We don't need to do paragraph A, that's why we are going to start with paragraph B. They say recently, however, attitudes towards history and the way it should be presented have altered. Altered means it has been changed, okay? So they're talking about some changes, and recently means, wait a second, I read this somewhere. Commercial pressure, mixed views on current changes to museums. I found current changes. Now I don't know whether it is about museums or mixed views. Let's see. They say recently our attitudes towards history and the way it should be presented have altered. The key word in heritage display is now experience. The more exciting the better, and if possible involving all the senses. Good example of this approach in the UK and National Museum Photography, Film and Television, and this musical in London. In the years the trend of emergency, okay, in other parts of the world no one can predict where the process will end and all that. So from recently and altered, I found out that mixed views on current changes to museums. They talk about museums. If you go on and see, yeah, the whole thing is about museums. So development of museums, it's understood. Recently and altered, these two words actually help me. So for paragraph B, heading number 2, mixed views on current changes, that is the right answer. Sometimes it's as easy as this, and you must not forget to cross the heading. Okay, that's a good start. Let's go on paragraph C. Now, on paragraph C, they say here, in a related development, the sharp distinction between museum and heritage side on the one hand and theme parks on the other is gradually evaporating. They are talking about the sharp distinction, means the differences. Distinction means actually the differences. All right. I got a clue here. See that if you have the headings in mind, you don't have to read a lot. With a little reading, you can easily overcome that as well. Okay, so I just keep in mind, in a related development, the sharp distinction between museum and the heritage sites on the one hand and theme parks on the other is gradually evaporating. And if you come back here, commercial pressure, no. Interpreting the facts to meet, no. International dimension, no. Fewer differences between public attractions. Now, public attractions, what are public attractions? I tell you, distinction between museum is public attraction, heritage site is public attraction, theme park is public attraction, on the other gradually evaporating. So, it means fewer differences. Now, fewer differences, I tell you where we have fewer differences. They say the sharp distinction between museum and heritage sites on the one hand and theme parks on the is gradually evaporating. The sharp distinction is evaporating means now there are just fewer differences between public attractions. So, heading number 6 is the right answer for paragraph C. I am going to cross it as well. Okay, wow, that was easy, huh? I would say. So we go on. Next we've got paragraph D, and we go through paragraph D. Theme parks are undergoing other changes. Now they're talking about theme parks and the other changes too, as they try to present more serious social and cultural issues and move away from fantasy. This development is a response to market forces. Okay, and although museums and heritage sites have a special, rather distinct role to fulfill, they are also operating in a very competitive environment where visitors make choices on how and where to spend their free time. All right, they talk about this. So, let's see. Alright, let's just go on. Again, theme parks are undergoing other changes too, as they try to present more serious social and cultural issues and move away from fantasy. This development is a response to market forces, and although museums and heritage sites have a special, rather distinct role to fulfill, they are also operating in a very competitive environment where visitors make choices, okay, on how and where to spend their free time. Heritage and museum experts do not have to invent. Heritage and museum experts do not have to invent stories and and all that. Now, number 1, commercial pressures on people in charge. Wow, commercial pressures on people in charge. See that theme parks are going other changes too, as they try to present more serious social and cultural issues and move away from fantasy. This development is a response to market force, and although museums and heritage sites have a special, rather distinct role to fulfill, they are also operating in a very competitive environment. That is the pressure. They are also operating in a very competitive environment where visitors make choices on how and where to spend their free time. So, commercial pressure on people in charge. Now, let's see on people in charge. Environment visitors can make choices. Heritage and museum experts. Now these are the people in charge. Heritage and museum experts do not have to invent stories and recreate historical environments to attract their visitors. Their assets are already in place. Okay, see that? In the first 4-5 lines we got the clue. Commercial pressure on people in charge. So people in charge, experts, commercial pressure by visitors, by customers and all that. So for paragraph D, the right answer is heading number 1. 1 is also gone. Now we are left with E, and we got 1, 2, 3 possible answers. So let's move on. Paragraph E. What does it say? It says it could be claimed that in order to make everything in heritage more real, historically accuracy must be increasingly altered. Okay, heritage more real, historical accuracy must be increasingly altered. Alright, they're talking about the accuracy. For example, and then they're giving the example is depicted in Indonesian museum with this and all that. So mainly actually they are talking about accuracy. It could be claimed that in order to make everything in heritage more real, historical accuracy must be increasingly altered. Let's go back and see if there is anything. Alright, we've got international dimension, not so far. Current reviews and suggestions, okay, and interpreting the facts to meet visitor expectations. Interpreting the facts. Okay, let's see. It could be claimed that in order to make everything in heritage more real, historical accuracy must be increasingly altered. And there they say interpreting the facts to meet visitor expectation. Let's see. For example, is depicted in an Indonesian museum with Malay facial features because this corresponds to public perception. Wow! Public perception and interpreting the facts to meet visitor expectation. Public perception and visitor expectation, that is the same thing. So interpreting the fact. Now what is the fact? This is the fact. Is depicted in an Indonesian museum with Malay facial features because this corresponds to public perceptions. Similarly, in the Museum of Natural History in Washington, Netherlands, man is shown making a dominant gesture to his wife. Such presentations tell us about contemporary perceptions of the world than about our ancestors and all that. So this is more likely that for E, interpreting the facts to meet visitor expectations. So heading number 3 is the right answer for question number 30, paragraph E. So this is taken. Now by the way, you must see the international dimension. It was a trap heading. Then collecting of factual evidence, we didn't use it anywhere. This was also a trap. So this was already here. Okay, this wasn't a trap heading. That was for paragraph A. And current reviews and suggestions. This was a trap heading. So 2 traps, and by the way, we avoided the traps. Otherwise, if you avoid a trap, if you fall prey to a trap, your one answer is wrong, and if you select one right option of another paragraph for another one, then your 2 answers must be wrong. So anyways, these are the right answers. All the best. Welcome back. How are you feeling? Huh? Feeling good? I know list of headings is somewhat confusing, but through practice and with good understanding, you can overcome that. If you like this video, just share with your friends and your family, or with community, wherever you are. If you're the part of any community, you must share it there. If you care, because sharing is caring. I also teach IELTS online. If you want to join my online IELTS classes, my WhatsApp number is given. You can contact me for that. Asad Yaqub truly wishes you all the best. Take care. Allah Hafiz.